So off camera, I've put a dark grey coat over the knife handle, just leaving a hint of light where the rounded section by the blade is. And I've also put a line up the back edge of the blade and a very light grey over here. So I've left a sort of pointed section there, just like it's catching the light. There'll be something else I want to do on that after. I'm going to use the same mix that we've used with the ultramarine and burnt umber. Now I'm going to add some shadows in. So just take your time. I should probably change to a slightly larger brush, but I'll try lifting out again with the brush in a second. So I'm just going to put some dark in here. Now before I go too far, squeeze the brush out, lift back, so I can tidy up, or you can work with a finer brush. So just making sure that that edge is tidy. Just checking where my pen should be. And then I'm going to then put some water here. That should be a bit cleaner. There's some paint in the brush. And then I'm going to join the two together. And that will create a little pocket of shadow down in there. I possibly want it just to come out a tiny bit here. So it just gives a little bit of dark tone against that light on the apple. So again, just neaten up. And then we've got the same colour. Probably should go to the smaller brush. Same colour. Going to go in here. And just take your time. Again, I'm at just that slightly awkward angle to this. That bottom mix should be slightly darker here and going to come outwards. So again, just being careful. And the shadow stretches into the background here, so I'm just going to put some water here and allow that paint to go through there. There's a sort of stop edge there. I'll go to the other side in a moment. Then here, now this is where you're going to have to concentrate. Or I'm going to have to concentrate, certainly. We've got shadow here. And again, just rinse out, maybe use a little bit of water there. Oh, too much. It's fine. And then we're going to come round the edge of that bit of apple. Again, because the paper's at an angle, I'm getting a little drop here, so I'm just going to take the excess off before I go too far. Probably better working flat. Now I'm getting a line where it touches against the knife because there's an overlap. Just going to neaten that up. So what I can do is just squeeze the brush out and just very gently tidy that up, so it's not going onto the knife particularly. There we are. And just a little bit more blue in this mix. Here, there's shadow. Just, and again, just coming into a little bit of water here. And there is a tiny bit of that grey under this one here, so just coming along the apple here, and then again just tightening that up. Just need a little bit of shadow under this one. Again, I've gone over my edge. You can take your time and be careful. And again, if I squeeze my brush off, I should be able to get some of that overlap off. And then the last bit to do at this stage is along under the knife. So here, oh, and I do want to do a little dark bit, so I'm just going to make up a tiny bit of dark tone. Same to burnt umber ultramarine. Not too much, just checking in the knife, and there's the groove where the knife edge is, and then there's a line where the blade actually is. And again, I can fade that out. And there's some sort of feeling of the actual knife there, so I can go back and two. And then just finishing up with this bit that I had nearly done. And again, just going into water probably underneath that. And that gives the feeling of a little shadow cast there. There's probably some tweaks need doing, but in the main that sort of established most of the picture. Okay.